Hello and welcome to Kodesh Intentions. This is the third episode in my series on the Imitation of Christ. Today's chapter is entitled The Doctrine of Truth. So let's get to it. Happy is he to whom truth manifests itself, not in signs and words that fade, but as it actually is. Our opinions, our senses often deceive us, and we discern very little. Think about that for a second. Our senses deceive us, and we discern very little. The heart of man is deceitful above all else. What we feel is right oftentimes is not. We have to remember we are influenced, though we strive not to be, by our culture. We're influenced by what we hear. We're influenced by the media that we watch, the music we listen to. We cannot trust our senses. That being said, you can experience Yah. So don't think you can't. You can experience Yah in a way that others don't, because it isn't the same for everyone. But we have to always remember, ultimate truth is in His Word. We have to return to Scripture, return to the original languages as best we can. We have to pray. We have to ask the Spirit to teach us, to guide us, to give us wisdom and knowledge. We cannot trust our senses. We cannot trust what we are taught by others without verifying. We cannot trust our culture. We always have to return to Yah and to His Word, asking, trusting the Spirit to teach us in our infirmities. What good is much discussion of involved and obscure matters when our ignorance of them will not be held against us on Judgment Day? Neglect of things which are profitable and necessary, and undue concern with those which are irrelevant and harmful, are great folly. So often in Christian and Messianic circles, you'll hear these things referred to as salvational issues or non-salvational issues. Non-salvational issues, while stimulating for the intellect, and while it is good to know the truth, should not be a reason for extreme discord. That's non-salvational issues. Was Noah's flood worldwide or local? What was the fruit in the Garden of Eden? Things like that. And of course, these things matter because doctrines are built upon them. Depending upon what is built upon them, it's not a salvational issue. It really isn't. And it should not put a wall between you fellowshipping with your brother. We have eyes and do not see. What therefore have we to do with questions of philosophy? He to whom the eternal word speaks is free from theorizing. For from this word are all things, and of him all things speak, the beginning who also speaks to us. Without this word no man understands or judges aright. He to whom it becomes everything, who traces all things to it, and who sees all things in it, may ease his heart and remain at peace with God. My friends, there's layers of understanding in Scripture. There is the basic historical and cultural understanding that anyone can possess. Atheists, practitioners of another religion, those things are based upon research, logic, and an understanding of history. Then there are spiritual things, spiritual treasures, spiritual secrets of the kingdom that are not for everyone and will not be understood and accepted by everyone. It is for this reason our Messiah spoke in parables, so that those with eyes to see and ears to hear can know and understand, and that those who do not have those things, who do not possess those things, cannot understand and will not understand because it is not for them. O God, you who are the truth, make me one with you in love everlasting. I am often wearied by the many things I hear and read, but in you is all that I long for. Let the learned be still, let all creatures be silent before you. Do you alone speak to me? The more recollected a man is, and the more simple of heart he becomes, the easier he understands sublime things. for he receives the light of knowledge from above. The pure, simple, and steadfast spirit is not distracted by many labors, for he does them all for the honor of God. And since he enjoys interior peace, he seeks no selfish end in anything. What indeed gives more trouble and affliction than uncontrolled desires of the heart? What gives more trouble and affliction than uncontrolled desires of the heart? Oftentimes, it's those things that our heart seeks, whether they are good or whether they are bad, that causes us the most distress, causes us anxiety, causes us anguish. You know, the Buddhists have a very interesting thought there that desire is the cause of all suffering. In a sense, they're correct. Desiring things you do not have oftentimes causes suffering. Now, that does not mean you should not want. It does not mean you should not have desires. But ultimately, your ultimate desire should always be to be pleasing to Yahuwah, to please God. To hear Yeshua say to you, "Well done, my good and faithful servant." That's something to strive for. That is something to desire. And that is something in which you should find your peace. Because if you know you have sought after righteousness, if you know you have sought him and loved him with your whole heart, you may not have the big house. You may not have a house at all. You may lack things, but you will have peace because he is your peace. He is your joy, and you can return to him at any time. Looks like we're getting a bit long here, guys. I'm going to stop there for today. Thank you for being with me. Please leave me a like and a comment. If you haven't subscribed already, please do so. Just let me know what you thought of this video. Let me know if it edified you. Let me know if you disagree. Until next time, thank you for watching Kodash Intentions.